Welcome everybody once again to the If I Said It, I Meant It podcast.
Bite my tongue for Nolan. Welcome back, dude.
Kevin Shio coming to you once again, as always, with my good friend.
Not always and forever, though.
Well, we tried.
Richard Vasquez. What's up, man?
Reunited and it feels
It was the longest
good.
2 weeks of my life.
It's, you know what, I'm glad we're here together.
Well, yeah, because it was actually, I guess, longer than 2 weeks, because if you think about the time I was in San Diego.
Yeah, from the time you left after the show, plus the next show, then the next show,
and the next show.
and then this
almost
one.
4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I missed you.
Did you go through withdrawals?
Inside me.
Yeah.
It's
I miss coming inside of you.
I miss coming here.
So what's up, man? What's new?
It's been busy.
You went to San Diego yourself.
I did go to San Diego. I was in San Diego at the end of last week we basically crossed each other on the 5 freeway.
Pretty much.
I
was going up and you were going down.
Well, you know, sometimes you go down, sometimes you get up. I'm glad I didn't see you crossing the freeway.
Not with my family with the little kids.
Yeah, they took those signs down though.
Oh, did they? No, I didn't.
I haven't seen any of them, but
You probably didn't go that far down to San Diego.
no, I don't know. I went to like downtown.
Nah, you still gotta go like
Is it
you
still
gotta, yeah, like
closer, like last
another,
exit?
another 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Is that where the signs are?
Yeah.
They used to be around Pendleton though. I remember them.
I don't. I just know that they have 2 titties.
Oh,
But that's not in Pendleton. That's like still like an hour away.
so I snuck my fiance down to San Diego.
How do you sneak her to San Diego?
Well, I mean, technically I didn't sneak her, but I didn't tell the company she was coming and staying in the hotel room that they paid for.
Oh, I don't think that matters.
I don't think it does either, unless we try to file some like insurance claim or something.
Yeah, like she slips and falls in the hotel.
But so we're driving down there, and in actuality, when you go to San Diego, you pass 2 nuclear power plants. And she pointed out that, okay, so first you pass the titties. And some perverted architect thought, I'm going to make these titties.
It might not even have been an architect. It might have been an engineer.
Possibly.
Yeah, that decided that the whatever's inside is going to flow a certain way, and it needs to be a dome
With
on
nipples.
On top, and you put 2 lights so that airplanes already do it, or whatever
With
the case may
nipples.
be.
With nipples. But then we're passing another one, and she goes, what's that big building? And it's literally like this phallic-looking circular penis-shaped thing that comes straight out of the ground. And you know it's a nuclear power plant because you see all of the power cables coming off of it. And she goes, that one's titties. That one looks like a dick. Like,
Or the balls.
where the fuck are, like, and probably from the sky they look like balls, but who?
Maybe from the sky it looks like the dick's fucking
Maybe.
fucking the.
Yeah, like, I don't know, but you just gotta think, like, these nuclear engineers who spend so much time in the books, come on, it's like Disney, like the front of the Disney and all.
Well, they say that like Disney movies, they would put like perverted things in them and shit. Like what is that, the
Little Mermaid had a
Mermaid,
penis
like-
on the front.
or the guy? Well, the guy got a heart on or some shit.
Oh, I did see that one. There was one in Aladdin, something about like taking off your clothes. I didn't see that one, but I definitely saw the penis.
They took that out now.
They did now, but on the original Little Mermaid
Like the
cover,
one with the
there's a dick.
there's a dick,
There's a dick.
a big dick.
Who was?
Oh, speaking of dicks, Marco Ruperto's on.
Who was on the group thread that sent the Shake Weight commercial?
I don't remember. Probably Robert.
You gotta know people are fucking with you. Like, come on.
With a shake weight?
Yeah.
Yeah, you bought that.
Well, you gotta know if you're a nuclear scientist and you're making 2 titty-shaped nuclear power plants, people are gonna notice.
Oh, he said good girls take their clothes off Aladdin. Is that what he said?
I think so, yeah.
No, bad girls do.
Ciao. But I love, every time we drive to San Diego, we wait for that perfect lineup. Because when you come at a certain angle, it's not right. But you get that perfect lineup where they look like perfectly shaped titties. Picture time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take
It's
a
a good
picture.
one. It's when you're driving, like, it's at an angle.
It is,
It's
yeah.
at an angle when you're driving this way. Because if you come up this way, it's not the same.
No, it does not. You have to time it right going south. Going down.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's San Diego's cool, man. It was nice to get out there, do the business thing,
And do the business?
do the business, get the business. There were issues there, but
At Flow.
and well, we talked about it before. Really, we wanted to be clear, good to go, ready to smash for Stagecoach, but
Priorities.
it came at the sacrifice of the business conference. But yeah, it was. I mean, she binge watched TV all day, ordered room service. I went down, shook hands with people, came back up when I could.
How far was the conference from your room? Pretty close.
Oh, same hotel.
Oh, that's cool.
Same hotel. I went to we went to the Double Deuce.
Oh yeah, that's a cool spot.
I had so much fucking fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that was the best recommendation I think you've ever made for me.
Really?
It was so much fun. The bartenders were cool. We sat at the bar the whole
What about
night.
that ointment I told you about when you had herpes?
It only.
I let you borrow my ointment.
Well, the thing was,
That sounds like you pretty recommendation for me.
at first, you didn't tell me that it was an ointment. So
Yeah.
I took it like.
Took it orally?
Yeah, I took it orally. And then when that didn't work, where else do you put medicine? In the butt. And that didn't work either. So finally, I rubbed it on the spots.
Oh damn! Marco said that he's mad that I didn't make time for him when he was in San Diego. I was a little busy.
When was he in San Diego?
During the time that I was out there.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, dude. I apologize. I'll tell you more later. But dude,
Hey, I didn't even know Marco went to San Diego, so thanks for letting me know, because I'd have cruised down and made time for Richard, but also gone to San Diego with Marco. So I guess really it's all relative. Who's the asshole?
so speaking, because you said you went Stagecoach this weekend.
Yes.
Have you heard that song "Old Country" or "Country"? What is it called? By Lil Nas X. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. Country Roads.
Country
Roads?
Yeah.
It's Country Roads, right?
So did you hear what happened with that?
I did. I did. It's full. So first off, it's Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, but originally though he wasn't on it.
Oh, he wasn't. I didn't know originally.
No, originally he wasn't on it.
Okay.
And Billy Ray Cyrus came on after because they kicked him off the fucking country billboard or whatever. They said it wasn't country enough. So I heard the song, right? I don't know anything about country, but it sounds country to me. To me, I don't know if I'm country, okay? And the reason why I say it sounds country to me because if I hear like, I don't even know what the fuck, I don't know. But I've heard songs that you've given me. I can't even think of an artist, honestly. I want to say Chris Stapleton, but I don't know.
That'll work.
Well, is that? No, I know that's an artist, but I don't know if that's somebody that makes music similar to him as far as like rock and roll-ish, kind of like.
Yeah, no.
There is a song that you sent me. For those of you that don't know, I DJ, and whenever I DJ weddings or parties or whatever that require country music, I always go to Kevin. He's my go-to guy. So you given me music, and I feel like it sounds very similar to it.
Mm-hmm.
How is that country and what he's doing isn't? Or do you? I mean, you heard the whole story, right?
I did. I read the story. I did my homework on this topic, and I feel like, while I'm not in the music business,
In the biz
with quotations, the bottom line, I am the local expert in country music. I was the only 5-year-old who enjoyed listening to country music. In high school, I definitely listened to rap, I definitely listened to rock, but more so because of where I grew up. I listened to country music from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, going into the teens, and then the 20s, God willing, I live that long. And so
it's like 2 years from now.
well, this weekend I may not make it. I'll be quite honest with you. So here a couple of things that I read, because I read the article on them removing Lil Nas X from the Billboard Country Music. There's some things that I do want to point out. And on the larger topic, are there racist people in country music? Yes.
Are there racist people? Period. Yes.
Are there racist people who listen to country music? Yes. Make country music? Yes. Produce? Yes. Is it the same way with every genre of music? Rock, rap, hip hop? If there's a difference between rap and hip hop, yes. So, do I think it was racially motivated that they took him off?
See, he got a horse on the back, wranglers on his back, or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's talking about a tractor, but was it racially motivated? Yes, it was. They took it off because he's black, and it's a hip hop song. Well, one thing I do want to point out, just for the record, is that it wasn't people who listened to the song who said, take it off. Billboard took it off.
Yeah, I know.
And so, my question back to you is, why does Billboard have the right to tell me what I hear in that song?
I mean, I would go. I don't know the answer to that question.
Right.
But like when it comes to hip hop, right? Hip hop's taking a very big like
It's a very broad genre now.
huge genre. Huge.
Right.
It's very diverse. So like if they're gonna say that Post Malone's hip hop, which I don't think he's hip hop. I think he's more R&B than anything.
Okay.
But that's fine. Whatever. I'm not gonna argue somebody that says he's a rapper. Okay. But how is he able to be hip hop, but then this guy can't be country? Because he's dabbling in all fucking
Right.
genres of music. Like,
So a question that I don't know, and I don't know if you have the answer. If you don't,
I'm not an expert.
we're not experts.
I don't have 20 years of experience in anything.
When well, some things.
Yeah. Masturbation.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Why did you think exactly what I was thinking?
I don't know, because I was like 15, 20 years ago.
And I was thinking of that. But anyway, do you know, and when an artist submits a song, do they choose the genre, or is it like
No.
people listen to it and go, that's this genre, that's that genre? Because if he's putting it in country music, it should be country music. If you were to say, no, I'm going to put this on hip hop, then play it on hip hop. And one thing that I read in this article that stuck out to me, and what I think bothered me most about this song wasn't number one, right? Or
No, it was like top 12 or something like that.
but it was. They
Or
said it
not
was.
top 12. I think he was 12 or like in the top 20 or something.
But they said it was climbing, and that at the pace that it was at, it would be number one.
Well, yeah, like Marco just said, his son can't stop singing it, and he's fucking.
So
he's like 10 years old.
So let me ask you this: if that song was climbing the charts, it tells me that people like the song.
Yeah.
So if a
But
song,
it's not ours. That's what they're gonna say.
but if
It's not
that's
ours.
the case, then why was it climbing to number one? But I don't know what
But
makes
it
that.
could just be plays.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be necessarily people that are like, oh, I'm looking for country, and then I want something like this. Because he submitted under country
Right.
by who I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
And every time he gets a play, so if Drake were to come out with a song and he said it's country,
Mm-hmm.
and he is the number one song in the United States, he's going to be number one in all
All
genres.
genres, okay.
Or whatever genres he's submitted to.
So I guess my question is, how? And they have to have the analytics on it. How many of those were repeat plays? How many of?
I think that matters.
But I think it does, because if people are repeat playing it because they are listening to it, that's telling me that people want to hear it.
No, what I'm saying, the reason why it doesn't matter is because they don't want him to be a part of
And that's
the
what
country life.
And that's what I'm
But like
saying.
they play Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift has been country in a long time.
Very pop. Very pop.
She hasn't been country in a very, very long time.
So one thing that I want to point out,
So is it country to you or no?
to me, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to answer that two ways. In a broad aspect, if you want to make art, whatever it might be, in this situation music, and you want to say, I'm identifying what I create as country, then it is, to me, it's country. Whether you like it or not, whether it fits or not, if I say I'm making this, I'm putting it out under a country label, then it's country. I can listen to it and go, that's crap, I don't want to hear it again, or no, that fits, I like it. I don't particularly care for the song. It's got a good beat, it's catchy, it's okay, but I'm not super pumped up about the song. But once we started talking about it, I almost got defensive for Lil Nas X. No, he's country music. If he wants to be part of this genre, he's country music. Darius Rucker used to play for Hootie and the Blowfish, which was a very popular band in the late 90s.
Nobody was named Hootie, and the band wasn't named
They were not Blowfish, no. But he left, and now he's doing country music. Well, do we kick him out because, no, you started in pop, and now you want to come here?
Well, Nelly did the same thing. He's been in a couple country songs, right?
Yep, with Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
And again, Nelly,
Over and over again.
it was an okay song. Kid Rock,
That song reminds me of when my first girlfriend broke up with me, because that song had just came out.
yeah, fuck that. I didn't like the song anyway. But Kid Rock did a song about wanting to be a cowboy that was never played on country music at all.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah, Kid Rock's played on a lot of country, and then a lot of it's just not country, right? It's like more
Exactly.
rock than anything. Yeah, you're right.
So this is racially motivated, and I'm going to get defensive, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to say this is a racially motivated action on the part of Billboard and not necessarily on the part of all country music fans. Though some are probably like, no, screw it, he's black, I don't want him in our genre. But for the most part, people love Darius Rucker, who is black, because he's a good artist. It doesn't hurt him that he's black, let's just call it what it is. But he's a good artist. I like his music. I've liked all but maybe 2 of his songs. And I got this down, and I have 29 seconds. So we don't have to pay any artists' rights or anything like that for it.
Good.
But I have a
I don't
song.
like paying anybody.
I don't like paying those hookers that you got, but I don't.
Yeah, they were from Mexico.
Well, okay, good. Is that where we got the herpes from?
Yes. That's where I got the cream from too.
Yes. I wonder it didn't work. So this is a guy named Colt Ford. He's a big fat white guy. You tell me if this is country or if this is rap.
Okay. I don't see any difference between that and what Lil Nas X is. The only difference is, I would say, the beat, because you can tell this guy's playing a guitar or he has a band with him.
Okay.
So there's like more of an acoustic or like a live feel to it.
Sure.
But you can do that same beat with the fucking drum machine.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can still do that melody. This guy just maybe didn't have access to a fucking band. You know, but he doesn't sound different.
You know what? Here's. I go back to the fact that it has to be racially motivated. It has to be. And while I may be wrong, and I will openly admit that I am biased and probably a little bit more defensive and not necessarily as level-headed in this aspect, I'm going to say Billboard is being racist, thinking that they're doing country music fans a favor. This song, if it's popular and people want to hear it, do not get in the way of a up-and-coming artist's success. I don't particularly care for the song. It's okay. I've heard it.
But that's not the argument.
But that's not my
No,
argument.
that's not the argument.
But now I'm at the point where if I have a vote, I'm saying, no, play it. I'll sit through 3.5 minutes of a song that I don't particularly
I don't even think it's that long.
as support, if nothing else. Because if he wants to be part of country music, fuck it. Let him be part of country
That's the
music.
reason why he came out with Billy Ray Cyrus.
And he shouldn't have to.
Billy, that's it?
Billy Ray Cyrus, yeah. Which is, by the way, Miley Cyrus's dad,
Yeah.
who is not country music.
Well, he fucking made that Honky Tonk song or whatever, right?
He is, yeah. Not Honky Tonk. He did an awful. God, that was such an awful song.
Isn't it Honky Tonk?
No, he did. Oh shit! God, it was such an awful fucking. It set country music back 30 years.
Achy Breaky Heart.
Yes.
Why would you know that?
Which, oddly enough, I've heard in Spanish.
Yeah, I have it in Spanish too. I actually have this song. in Spanish.
I hear it and like I see people do like dancing in Spanish, and I just think that was the most embarrassing song for us. And like people are pumped up to hear it in Spanish. You can have it.
We're cowboys too, bro.
That is true, but you know what?
We're just different type.
That one you can have. No, not really.
We rape the horses right off of the women.
Not really. I've gone to the boot stores, and you've got the paisas and the white dudes buying the same boots, same hats. It's usually a difference in shirts. Like some are silk, and then some are denim, and then the pants. There's all paisas in the white pants section, and then there's all white dudes in the blue pants section.
And I take offense that you call this spices.
Really, I have a paisa son. Like, no one can get mad at me. I gave birth to one. And this is on the verge of me going to Stagecoach. So it's a little bit, I take offense to it. I really do. I didn't like the song.
They should have allowed him to go to Coachella. That would have probably been a really big breakout for him.
Fuck Coachella. I think he should go to Stagecoach.
No, you're right, but I think Coachella would have been
A good halfway point.
Yeah.
It bothers me. Like, let the dude play the genre that he wants. Let the and I guess on the bigger picture, it's like political. I don't need the government telling me what I want. Let the free market system work itself out. I don't need Billboard telling me that this isn't country, so we're taking it off.
Especially for the reason we used.
Yeah.
We listened to the song and we dubbed it not not country.
Don't judge. I judged him.
Like, what's country? Like I would love to know the parameters. Then I would love to know the parameters of all this music because it's not going to be categorized by just these 5 or 6 categories. You know what I mean? Like rock, hip hop, R&B, fucking gospel, and country. Like
I'm trying to think. There was a hip hop song where it was like, I think Coolio. He had all an orchestra behind him. So does that have to go in classical?
no, they want to keep that as far away from that as possible.
Exactly, but that's my point is you're listening to it, if you're listening to the beat and the music and the sound of it, that was a classical fucking song. Put it in, make that argument. But because he talked fast, that was rap. Just because Lil Nas X quickly.
If you're gonna use that, he didn't even speak that quickly.
No, I listen, again, I didn't care for the song. But I want the guy to have his shot in country music. If that's where he wants to be. Look, I am an Asian kid.
Prove it.
I don't know how. Want my driver's license?
I was gonna say, put your dick on the table.
I'm an Asian kid from East LA.
That sounds weird in its own right.
Right? Who loves country music. So are you going to tell me that I don't fit in that genre? I don't. But I like it. And I want to go. And
You don't fit in both genres.
I don't fit in any fucking genre.
You belong to either Almani or fucking.
Yeah, and what fucking beats do Asians produce? Nothing. Like, you gotta have like that chingy chong sound.
Or that gong.
Gong. No, I'm sorry. Let the guy, just because he's black, and I'm gonna say it for everyone, it's because he's black. Billboard took him out of the country music category. Fuck you, Billboard. Put him back. I want him to have his shot. If he makes shit music, then let him crash and burn.
Well, he'll just crash and burn on the countryside, and he'll make it on the hip hop side.
Then that's fine.
Yeah.
Let him do that. I don't need you telling him he's not allowed in a genre for whatever reason. If he can make it, great. If he can't, then he fucking can't. That's up to him, not up to you. I'm willing to jump on someone's side who made a song that I don't like because what's right is right. Whether I like the song or not, he deserves his shot in country music. That's it. Like, I get fired up. It bothers me. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off now.
Ooh, you want to know something? That didn't piss me off, but okay. So for those of you who don't know, last week I got a new job.
Okay.
Yeah, I started last week.
I knew, by the way. I wasn't allowed to say anything.
No, yeah, I know. So I started last week, and for those of you that don't know what I do, I sell industrial metal, which is super exciting, I guess. Oh, look, Candace is on, speaking of her. But dude, I got nervous. So I made a fucking phone call to call a customer. And I'm like, right when they answered, I got nervous and I hung up.
What?
I don't know why. I don't have no fucking clue. Like, I didn't have an idea of what I was going to tell them. I didn't have, like,
Are your phone numbers blocked? Because I'm sure you called them back and it's like, this is the number that hung up on me.
maybe, I don't know. Speaking of me, what does that mean? I don't get it.
I think she says that we're talking about her. Yes, we are talking about her.
Yeah, well, I said, hey, Candace, because you just joined.
Yeah.
So anyway, I sat there and I was like, why am I nervous? And I got it. I think it was because my boss was right there. So I made a phone call. And
Wait. You hung up on a client in front of your boss?
Well, they answered and I just hung up. And he didn't know that I was
talking. Oh, okay.
So I hung up and I sat there and I was like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with me? So I pick up the phone again and I make a call. The guy answers. I talk to him and I sound very like choppy, like, and I was just like, what the fuck's wrong with me? So whatever. That day it was just a very like bad day. It was just a bad day. So I got home and I just kind of like sat there. I was like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with me? Like, what? Like, did I lose like my touch? Like, for those of you that know, like, I'm a pretty good salesman. Like, I can
all of a sudden you're modest about it? Fucking huevos out, bro. You're the best fucking salesman in the world.
I'm the greatest fucking.
Thank you. Fuck, I didn't know who I was sitting across from for a second.
I gotta tell you the build up, okay?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to myself like, what the fuck's my problem? Like, did I lose my touch? Like, am I not that good? Like, And then I went to sleep and I had a dream, right? I don't remember exactly what the dream was about, but it was pretty much like somebody just punking me, like you're fucking, like you know what to do, you know what to say, like da da da.
Super motivational.
Yeah, like in my head though, right? And then I woke up, and I don't know, somebody posted something on Instagram. It wasn't like a inspirational post, but it was somebody that I had given advice to about like sales. And I just laughed to myself, and I was like, dude, I need to fucking man up. Like, what am I fucking afraid of? Like, my key thing to everybody, whenever I talk to anybody about sales, is what's the worst anybody's gonna tell you?
No.
Yeah. Well, once I got that in my head, I got to the office, and it was just like, boom. Hey, this is Richard. Just wanted to call and let you know that I'm not at so and so anymore. And
Stella got her groove.
And I fucking just was hitting that shit like, bam, 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 calling people. Dude, but for that one day, I questioned my fucking sales ability, and it was a very humbling moment. So maybe that's why I said right now that I'm a pretty good salesman, because up until that point, I was like,
flawless.
dude, I thought I could do no wrong, and I got fucking nervous.
You got Tiger Woods, bro.
Dude, I know. I fucking got caught with a 9-iron in my window and shit.
You were Tiger. So, Tiger Woods has been inspirational to me recently, and I don't know that he's necessarily like a good guy. But
he was a bad guy.
But I don't.
He's not a good husband.
But he was a bad guy.
He was a bad husband.
No, he was a dick to other golfers. He was a dick to the media. I'm sorry, if you're a dick to people, you're a dick. Like, okay,
True.
so maybe he's not a bad guy.
So
he's
I got
just a dick.
So I got what I deserved.
No, but
good thing it only took a day, not 10 years or 14 years or whatever it took Tiger.
But so Tiger was a dick, but he was a champion. Then he got beat. Then he went to sex addiction rehab.
Damn, I wish I went to that.
Then he got a DUI, ended up in jail, back surgery where he couldn't like wipe his own ass, and clawed his way back to winning the Masters. Like, but there was a change.
Comparing me to Tiger.
But there was also a change in him.
Yeah.
People were saying like he was a lot nicer to people. He was more friendly.
Yeah, humble.
He was ultimately humble, and I think that's probably what you went through. Like, fuck, here's my humbling moment. But I think what it does is it will make you down the road a better salesperson, because you can enjoy true happiness without like sadness, right?
Candace said he's getting laid, that's why. I believe her.
Well, that could be too.
I think that's for sure. Like, he's probably getting more pussy with like random girls, even though like he has a girlfriend.
Wait a minute, you can't say more. He was fucking 19 different. He was fucking more women than holes in golf.
Okay,
So
he's fucking more than he was maybe 3 years ago.
He maybe had more quality, but yeah, definitely 3 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely 3
Not
years
saying
ago,
more overall, just
But
more
just-
than we. He's
Exactly.
getting it in more often. You know, sometimes you get that backyard.
It does. Well, it's I don't know that he was fucking a lot with.
He was like fucking porn stars and shit.
Well, when he had his back surgery, have you ever thrown your back out? You can't fuck. It doesn't work right. I'm just saying. But that was your like you had that moment of like, oh shit, and then like the clawing your way back up.
I'm just glad I only took a day, because honestly, like, dude, I was fucking, when I was making those phone calls, I kept looking over my shoulder like, fuck, my boss is listening to me. I sound like a total fucking
First
idiot.
impressions. First impressions.
Oh, dude, it was terrible. And then after that, it was just like, bam, bam, bam. I knew what to say, how to say it, you know, and it was very, you know what it was? I just needed to get like a structure out for myself,
Right.
which I didn't do. I like raw dogged it, which is probably what I should have done. You know what I mean? I should have put some protection on,
Yeah.
wrote out like a script,
Yeah.
which is everything I fucking tell people,
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't take my own advice.
You
And
got a little cocky.
yeah, for sure. I thought I could just step in the batter's box
Little-
without any fucking hacks in the during batting practice and just fucking hit a home run. And instead, I fucking struck out.
A little pride before the fall.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
But I feel like I had to admit that to the people, like, you know, to the dozens and dozens of listeners. Like, I can't just be this fucking cocky salesman or whatever and not show my weaknesses or my most vulnerable moments.
So I watched a video recently.
What kind of video?
No, not that kind of video. This is a serious video. I watched a video of the.
A brother and sister, that's pretty serious.
No, this was the Navy SEAL
Oh,
who the movie Lone Survivor was about.
ooh, I don't know.
Okay, Lone Survivor, Mark Wahlberg. If you haven't seen it, fuck, watch that movie.
I hear he's the only one that survives at the end.
He is, and he's talking to a college. And he's like, yeah, so I fell down a 200-foot cliff. I broke both my shins. I broke my fibula. I've been shot 4 times, and I was laying in a hole, and I said, well, I'm gonna die, and I just laid there. And then I said, you're being a little bitch. Get your ass up and get to safety. This was a guy who 3 other of his partners had died in his arms. He had broken he had smashed his face, and he had swallowed his tongue.
Oh, that's cool.
Because he bit his tongue off, he had swallowed it, so he had to make himself throw up so he could get his tongue back. And he looked at himself and said, you're being a little bitch. And so what he did was he drew a line in the dirt as far out as he could reach, and he crawled to that line until his toes crossed it. And they said, if I'm still alive, I'm going to draw another line. And that's what he did. And then he crawled 7.5 miles with 2 broken femurs, a cut off tongue, a broken skull. He had been shot, and he just kept crawling 7.5 miles. That's how tough you are, sir.
None anywhere close, but
You
yes.
said, Richard, you're being a little bitch, and you picked up that phone and you sold a flange.
Yes, that's how it went down.
That's
Exactly how it went down, honestly.
Same fucking category.
My first sale was 250 flanges.
To me, I'm putting you in Navy SEAL category, sir. You said you're being a little bitch, and you drew a line, and you drug yourself. Shot, broken, bleeding, you drug yourself, and then you said, I'm gonna make another sale. Elbows this time. T-joints.
I think what I just thought was
Nipples.
was I forgot what movie it was, Glenn Ross, or one of these Wall Street movies when he's like, first place gets a new car, second place gets a set of steak knives, third place gets fired. Like that's what I thought. Like fuck, if I don't figure this shit out, I'm gonna be fired. So let me fucking get on this phone and start making some fucking sales.
You know, so in the banking world, I've been in the sales. I'm kind of in sales now, though I don't consider it sales what I do.
Customer service.
No, it's like relationship management. I call people, I make sure they're okay. And like you said, first or top salesman gets this, second salesman, it's such a drop off. What I've noticed over the past like 12 years, 20? God, how long have I been in banking?
I thought you worked at McDonald's.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, how long have I been in McDonald's? God, I started in 01. 18 years. Jesus Christ.
I've been in my industry 13, so.
Every top salesperson I know gets fired like the quarter or 2 after they're the top person.
Why? Do they burn themselves out?
I think because they burn themselves out. I think some of them were doing shady shit. Remember, I worked for Wells Fargo. I mean, McDonald's at one time.
McDonald's pretty shady.
Those top salespeople at Wells Fargo, they're not there anymore. I mean, there's big losses.
That's what used to happen when I sold phones, like, because I was always consistently like in the top 10.
Yeah.
And then like 6 people get fired.
Yeah.
And it's
because
like,
they're doing shady shit.
Yeah. See, I never got fired. That's the reason why I always tell people I was the greatest cell phone salesman of all time.
And I always shot.
I never got fired.
I always shot for number 2.
I quit.
I saw the people dropping like flies when they hit number 1. They get that trip to Hawaii. They get back. They get fired. And I was like, nope, number 2.
You know, that's what happens with the NBA coaches. Whenever they win Coach of the Year, that coach has been fired the last like 4 years.
Really? Like the following year?
No, like that year. Like
Really?
Because what happens? They win Coach of the Year. They go into the playoffs and they lose in the first round,
And they
get axed.
Jesus. I never knew that.
It's like a bad omen to win Coach of the Year.
Right? Is it like being on the cover of Madden?
Yeah.
That sucks. So,
No, that's for Tom Brady apparently.
yeah. So we glanced over that. Though he did miss a year.
Was it not that year? Not the year that he
Not
was
that
on
year,
the
okay.
cover.
So we glanced over getting to your nervous moment.
We don't really glance over it.
No. I said we glanced over the fact that you got a new job.
Oh,
Congratulations.
thank you.
So you're still laying pipe, though?
Yes.
Okay. But that's big. How
My
has
pipe or the job?
little column A?
My pipe's modest.
It's definitely a wide pipe, but
Yeah.
maybe not like 20-footer.
More OD than length.
Okay.
For OD, that's
Outside
outside
diameter.
diameter. Yeah.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know.
I'm a banker, I know that. How's it been? We had a topic one time of like changes and differences and things like that when somebody starts a new job.
Well, comparing it to the last job I had, so every company that I worked for in our industry has been what you would consider a small business.
Okay.
Although the second company I worked for, which was Columbia Specialty, they went from a small business to a I don't know what the it's not considered a medium sized business because you don't get like a I don't know, you can put on your card when you're a certified small business, but when you sell over a certain amount, you're not that anymore, right? So I don't know what it turned out to be, but anyway. But you can walk into the owner's office and fucking say like, hey, whatever, blah, blah. So it's still to me considered a small business because you have direct access to ownership. So this job is way more in line with Columbia Specialty as far as that. I can call the owner and be like, A, B, and C is happening or whatever. I don't like this or whatever, right? Where my last job, it was they tried to be more corporate than what they really were. And the owner was afraid to take like risk, even though like someone like me, where I have a long-term relationship with people, would say like, hey, you don't need to worry about this. I'll put this in my hands. I'll make sure this order does this. Blah, blah, blah. I'll make sure to collect on it. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they still
The
would
old
be like,
fashioned, he's good for it. Like they're good for it. Let's just get this out.
exactly. They were not like that. This guy is so down with that kind of stuff because he's gonna put. I already see it. He's like, you said you're gonna put your name on this, so I expect when I hit you up to say, hey, payments due, you need to be on the phones. I don't want my guys wasting their time.
Right.
Which I'm okay with, whatever, you know what I mean? Because that's something that I said that I do. So anyway, I just feel a lot more, like I feel less free because I had way more freedom at the last job because the ownership wasn't so close.
Okay.
But it's okay to have a little structure. Now I did have some different options to go with, and one of them was a real corporate option. Like I clocked in and clocked out, which sounds weird to people. I haven't clocked in and clocked out of a job since I worked at Super A in high school. That was the last time I clocked in and clocked out of a job. When I sold phones, I never clocked in and clocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Right after cell phones, I went into this industry, and ever since then, I don't clock in and clock. I don't even know what the fucking time card looks like. I mean, I do, but I mean, sarcastic. But so this other job was like, yeah, you gotta clock in, you gotta take a 15-minute break every 2.5 hours or whatever it is. You gotta take a lunch before
this time and this time.
And I'm just like, whoa, like, look it. I know there's labor laws, and I know that I'm supposed to do certain things, but I'm a salesman.
Right.
My job is to take care of a customer.
Yep.
If they call me during my lunch, I'm gonna take care of it.
Yep.
Because that's what I need to do to keep that customer. And that other company wasn't about that. So
yeah, that's not.
Which is weird to say because most people are like, oh, fuck that. It's not my job, or
yeah,
I'm not gonna take care of that.
I'm on lunch. Don't bother me.
I'm not that kind of person. And I'm sorry, everybody, I'm sick, so if you can't hear it.
I'm going on vacation. Technically, I'm on vacation. I was talking with the executive vice president of our company, and I basically told her, like, I'm probably not going to take my laptop on vacation, but I'll have my work phone. Understand that
You're going to be inebriated?
I'm probably not going to take it to the concert, but I will check it when I can, and I'm in a situation where I can. She said, we're not going to bother you unless we do. And it's like, most people would say, oh, fuck that, it's my vacation. You want to, if you want,
I'm trying to move up in life.
If you want a big boy job, you got big boy responsibilities.
Oh, big boy job with big boy money. You ain't gonna, like, for people that want to make, like, it's funny when I talk to people that want to make more money.
Yeah.
And they're like, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's like, well, what do you do for work? Oh, I do this. Okay.
What else do you do?
Yeah, like, you need to do more than what.
If you want minimum responsibility, get a minimum wage job. Like, it's unfortunate.
The people that I surround myself with all have the same mentality. If you look at our group of friends, especially my group of friends, like, including the guys you know, and then the people on the outside, like, they're all above and beyond people.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't just do their job.
Right. And
there's a reason why all of them are in positions that they are. I mean, I don't know if Candace's still listening, but she started off as fucking receptionist, dude.
Mm-hmm.
She started off answering phones and taking care of AP and AR, like, and now she's fucking running shit in the warehouse, like operations manager. Like, that didn't happen by accident. That was a lot of hard work over the course of time, asking for more responsibilities, going above and beyond, doing a lot of shit. I mean, she's a successful individual, and it's not like it's like she's, I mean,
It's
she's
not rocket science. It's
yeah,
not-
she's like a smart person. Don't get me wrong, but like
Not downplaying your job, Candace, but it's not rocket science. It's not designing nuclear
but some
things.
people make it seem like it is. But she puts a lot of things up front, or like procedures up front to make her job easier, or make everybody's job easier, where people didn't think of all those kind of things.
So, I will say that a good company, a good boss, a good environment will emphasize a work-life balance. My boss, we had a yacht event, like where we had clients on a yacht outside of the Grand Prix. And she said, "Do you want to go?" I said, "You know, it's on a Sunday, and Sundays is the only day that I have a full day to spend with my son." She said, "Then in no way do we want you to show up. But you better believe if there's an event on like a Wednesday, sorry, Rich, you're doing the show by yourself. I gotta go. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it is what it is."
And that might be coming up. Actually, I need to talk to you about that, but since we're on air.
We'll talk about that out.
No, we can talk about it now.
Okay.
But that might be a case because I have an outside salesman that comes up Wednesdays and Thursdays,
Right.
and he wants to take people out on Wednesdays.
It is what it is. You
So,
gotta do
but I don't
it.
know if that's gonna be the case all the time. But
And like last week, I had a conference. Sorry, Doug. Like,
yeah,
you enjoy this, but this is work. And like again, what I do isn't rocket science. It's 2 all beef patties, double cheese, double sauce on a
hey, I've seen the movie The Founder.
right.
It's a lot of work, dude.
So
A lot of
but
science put into that.
it is. But I think anytime you start a new job, you should always. And my boss told me this. It's like justify your paycheck. You would be surprised if every day you woke up and said, "I'm going to justify my paycheck today." A lot of days you realize like, fuck, I wouldn't have paid me. But then once you kind of get into the habit of like, you know what, like, yeah, no, I did, yeah, I worked. You quickly realize like, fuck, I'm doing a lot here. And it's great to have people tell me like, fuck, you're going on vacation. Give me step by step of what you do every day. It's like, I don't have time. Well, then take your phone because if there's an emergency, I need to call you. Like, it's always great to have a ship that runs itself, but it's also good to know that you take on so much that on a vacation, they may have to bother you.
Well, it's a double-edged sword because you don't want to be the sole person. Because I feel like you're putting yourself in a position where, yeah, you're making yourself.
You're taking on as much
indispensable.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also like not really helping anybody grow.
Mhm.
Like that doesn't
Well,
seem like something you would want. I wouldn't want that.
You're right, but again, you're at a small company. There's nobody really that you're helping grow right now because there's just.
Yeah, there is though.
Is there?
You don't know that, bro.
Oh, okay.
You're getting crazy.
I mean, you didn't mention anything.
Well, I don't need to.
Oh, okay.
I'm the lead salesman there.
How many salesmen are there?
One below me, but he's actually a warehouse guy.
1 plus
That's
1.
trying to be a salesman.
1 plus 1.
He needs to sell 100,000 a month for 3 months, and he can get promoted to sales. And
That's
it's my job to help him get there.
Oh. Well.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. That's kind of sucks that your
Some
success.
girl named Crystal 909 just joined.
It kind of sucks that your success is based off it. Like, I don't think he is, and I think you would recognize it pretty quickly. But if he was a shit salesman, like fuck.
I mean, he's not great, but I feel like he's so new that he can be molded into.
Oh, okay.
Like that's the thing about what we do. We're not really salesmen. Like
Mhm.
I've done real sales. This is not real
This is
sales.
sales, yeah.
No, this is like customer service with like a sprinkle of sales in it. Like the things that I'm teaching him are how to think outside the box. How to like think of situations a little different.
You bought flanges. What are you putting together? He's probably doing this project or that. Okay, so like the flanges that we use for our microphones, right? They have holes in them where it looks like they're supposed to be screwed into something.
Yeah.
I'm not saying your company does this, but if I'm a salesman, I'm going, all right, you bought 200 flanges. Do you need 600 screws?
Yeah, bolt kits for him.
A bolt? Like,
Yeah.
what are you like? Do you need the screw kits to go into them? Okay,
But
let's get you those.
That's like actually more like extensive like sales. I'm talking about something as simple as the customer said, you know what, I have been looking for a new vendor. I buy this at this price. Can you find it for me cheaper? Okay. So what this guy did was he got his price, or let's just say the price was $2 that they buy at.
Okay.
He got his price at $1.04.
Okay, so I can get it for you $1.50.
Why not $1.85?
Okay.
Or why not
I don't know what
$1.90?
I don't know what your spread margins are, but I'm
But-
looking at just
No, but what I'm getting at is
Cut the
that
difference.
the margin doesn't matter.
okay.
If you already know what someone's buying something at,
Right.
then try to make as much money as possible.
True.
Because what you're doing is you're saving them money and you're still getting the job.
Right.
What does it matter whether you're making 40% or 10%? It doesn't matter, right? You're getting the job and you're saving the money.
I would say it depends on what the margin is on it. Like,
Why does that matter?
because you need to save yourself room for undercut competition to.
You could always go down. You can never go up.
You're right.
It's way easier to go down than it is to go up. You could justify that high price in
Okay.
a lot of different ways, and I would say that for everybody in any industry, no matter what you do. In the banking industry, you give somebody a high interest rate, and someone comes back to you and says, "So and so up the street's giving me 4.25. You gave me 5.25. Did I? Let me look at the paperwork real quick. Let me call you back, or hold on 1 second." Then you fucking. I am so sorry. I must have added a zero. I don't know what You know what? Your price is actually 4 1/8, or whatever, 4.125 interest.
Yeah.
So I work in fractions.
Well, and you're going the opposite way. but-
You want to go down. You want to go down because somebody else offered you 4.25, and then you offered them 5.25.
If you're talking loan,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't work in loan.
I'm giving you an example,
Oh,
Dan,
okay.
because you're in the fucking banking industries. But that's what I'm getting at. Like, someone's
Yeah, no, I get
someone's
what
trying to
you're
get a
saying.
lower interest rate. Like,
I get what you're saying.
your job is to create that relation with someone so they can give you that information.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're going to give you that information, you need to use that.
It's really
against
easy.
them. Yeah,
No, I'm not using it against them.
use it against them.
I don't.
Maybe that's not the right. Maybe that's not the terminology you like.
Okay.
But that's bullets. I call that. Those are bullets for your gun. Every single time someone tells you something,
Mm-hmm.
you put that in your fucking gun. And then when you need a fucking you don't tell them like, well, you told me. You just say like, whoa, I'm sorry. Like, you want to pay 4.25? I'll give you 4.125.
Mm.
That's easy money, right? Let's get this deal going.
You look at sales very violently.
It's not violent. It's just.
A
It's
gun is
just.
violent.
Well,
You're
dude.
talking about taking bullets and shooting your clients.
Well, only for the good of a
Okay.
bullet.
Okay. I mean, if it saves you money,
It saves that money too,
it makes you profitable.
and it
kill
makes
the
me
man.
money.
Yeah, kill the man if it's profitable.
Yeah.
I got you.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm excited.
I just said split the difference just because.
But see, that's why you're not a salesman. Yeah, it's easier. But
Salesman.
what's easier though? Like, what's really easier about it?
It was just easy for me to do math off the top of my head real quick.
You don't even do bad. They're telling you to pay $2. If I give it to you for $1.80,
Yeah.
I'm saving you 20 cents a foot. You're buying 5,000 feet. You know,
Okay.
I'm saving you what is that?
I don't know.
$500, $10,000. I don't know what the math is on that.
I don't know either.
20 cents times 5,000. I don't know what the math is.
I guess my question is, I look at it from a relationship management point of view of, is it worth it for them to, a lot of times, I offer to save a client a nickel, and maybe it's a different world because moving from one purchasing company where a supplier, buying from one supplier and then buying from a different supplier might be a lot easier of a move
Transition? Yeah, it definitely is. You just give it a deal versus giving it to somebody else.
versus like a relationship, like a banking thing. Because I then have to start working with your IT department.
No, yeah. See, that's way more intense.
And so for me to tell a client, I can save you 5% by coming over, they automatically look at it and go, is 5% worth the hassle? Because I can make it as easy as possible, but it's still a hassle to change banks. Like, would you take your bank account right now and move to a different
I don't even
bank
want to change my bank account right now. I want to, but I don't even want to.
if they told you like, hey, we can pay you an extra $5 interest a year?
No.
You're like, no. But if I was to tell you, hey, look, at moving your banking relationship will pay you an extra $250 a year, would you move?
Be more interesting.
Maybe. I mean, I could always go up and offer you 300, 400, 500.
Yeah, it's
but I
like-
have to
it's-
offer you a value.
It's definitely different, but
So that's the only reason I
But-
split the
but-
difference.
but the
You're
people-
getting on my case for splitting the difference.
No.
That's just a number I came up with.
I know. But
On the fly.
if
Not knowing your
if
industry.
I was teaching you, I would
Right.
say that's fine. You can do that, and I'm not going to be mad at you.
Okay.
But here's what you're leaving on the table. You know?
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm leaving on the table. I don't know how much money it
No
is.
one knows.
You said $2.50 versus $1.08.
No, I said they are paying $2. What your
Okay, $2.
A lot of times in sales, cost is irrelevant.
No, I get that.
Cost is irrelevant. So
I get that.
regardless of what your cost is, what are they paying? What's the market at? If the market's $2 and you sell it to them for $1.85, you're saving them 10% off the top.
Right. Percent.
Then what's the problem?
Okay, so
What's
somebody
the big deal?
told me one time, would you drive down the street?
Well,
Houses
what are
are
they
way
doing differently though? All they're doing is instead of sending the PO to you, they're saying to me, it's still going to be delivered when they want it.
Mhm.
It's going to save them money on their costs when they're building whatever they're building. So instead of that material costing them, because it's 10% over the course of thousands of feet.
But that's the difference. You're talking the percent of what you're purchasing it at.
What they're purchasing it at.
Okay, good, fine.
That's
What
a
they're
different
purchasing
story.
it at. Right.
My cost is irrelevant.
Correct. Your cost is irrelevant. But what you're saying is, are they willing to just say yes to save 15 cents? That's a lot easier because there's
15 cents a foot
Okay.
is a lot.
15 cents a foot times X amount of feet. I get that. But is it worth it for them if it was just 15 cents? You're only going to save me 15 cents and I got to add a new vendor into my system, my ERP system to send you a check, 15 cents. No, it's not worth it. I'll just go with the person that I already have. But 15 cents times 10,000 is worth it.
Especially if this is something you buy all the fucking time.
Right. But it doesn't take them work. Because you're talking percentage. Would you drive past Target to go to someplace twice as far
I did that in Peak all the time because the fucking tax rate was so fucking high.
to save shoes that cost $50 would be 25? Would you drive extremely far to go? Yeah, you're saving $25.
Yeah, I went to the Citadel the other day to get some fucking shoes.
But would you go to the Citadel to buy
But you're also
an iPhone that was $25?
okay. So hold on.
No.
But you're also talking about two different type of buyers.
Correct.
You're talking about a consumer versus a purchaser at a company.
Correct.
It's not their money, but you know what it is? Their job, and their job is to save the company money. So if they go to Mr. Owner and say, "Hey, I just saved you $800 because I went from buying this at $2 a foot to $1.85, and they buy 5,000 feet every month. I just saved you $800 every single time I buy this, which makes us an extra $800 on the bottom line." Who looks like a fucking genius?
No, I get
A
that.
purchaser.
But you didn't tell me that it was
But that's what
$2 times 10,000.
I did. I told you it was 5,000 feet.
After I said split the difference of $1.
But it doesn't matter, even if it was.
It does make a difference because you're talking 50 cents versus $50,000.
Okay, but you also got to understand that a lot of these things that these people buy
Mhm.
are being put into production.
Right.
So it's not just 15 cents. It's not just, it's over the course of time because they buy a bunch of this stuff on a regular basis. So it adds up every fucking time.
That's not what you presented to me.
Bro,
$2. I'll save you 50 cents.
I only said $2 because I was trying to give you.
I only said $1.50 because you were getting on my fucking case about it.
Let's come back.
We'll take a break.
Push the right, yeah. Stop. No. Okay, or you do that.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.